Welcome to Bespoke Diaries. Today's article is on Procreate and Know to Procrastinate by Goff, author, United Kingdom. Life and life's purpose. Claire thinks many of us ask ourselves this question daily. She most certainly does. She can remember right back to when she was in primary education, when she would often stare blankly at the world and just wonder why. Why is the sky blue? Why is the grass green? Why is the sea called sea and not sky? These were just some of her naive inquisitive questions about existence from her childhood. It really is a question that has popped up regularly since. Why are we here? What is our purpose? Where are we going? For Claire, she has always known since forever that she wanted to be a mum. It was most definitely built within her. From day dot she was role-playing mums, dads and babies. Procreation is what our initial purpose is. She guesses there are a few out there that don't have the desire to procreate. She is not one of them. She could never imagine her life being fulfilled without her son and daughter. It was a quest that came from within. She knew in her heart she would never be able to find contentment with her life without her becoming a mother. Pregnancy and birth, well, that's a shock to the system. Her second child's birth was so traumatic that she was diagnosed with PTSD. Many women suffer in pregnancy and birth. Like many women, have a better journey. Her journey with both her children's pregnancies was what you would describe as starved. And when she says starved, she means she was starved. In pregnancy, she suffers from a condition called hyperemesis gravidarum. This condition made her vomit all day every day. She can lose up to 12 kilograms while pregnant. And she is forever in and out of hospital on hydration drips and given anti-sickness injections. The journey for her is somewhat like a dying animal. This, she feels, was because of the lack of knowledge and care around what some describe as morning sickness. This condition is far from morning sickness. She was a bag of bones throughout her pregnancies. Her only saving grace is that it would end and she would have her precious baby. It wasn't just her health that was negatively impacted. This pregnancy-related condition lost her job, her home, her car and pretty much her relationship. From this experience, she hopes to one day invest into medical research for hyperemesis gravidarum, not only for future mums that suffer this debilitating condition whilst pregnant, but also to educate the medical staff on how to care for this. Getting back to her second birth. As she had to have an emergency cesarean section with my first due to complications, it was recommended she has an elective cesarean with future pregnancies. Therefore, with her second she was booked in. However, she went into labor early and was refused a cesarean by the consultant at her local hospital. They made her have an epidural. They made her attempt to give birth. They told me if she didn't push properly her baby would die. 23 hours of distress and excruciating pain, forceps and lots of blood and stitches. And a suspected broken coccyx. She finally held her beautiful creation. Her GP was appalled that she was made to give birth, and not just because of the first birth but because her bones would have been so weak due to the severe hyperemesis gravidarum that she suffered. Hence a suspected broken coccyx. She suspects the hospital refused to scan this area as the likelihood of them breaking bones was extremely high when using forceps. Her GP and midwife suspected a broken coccyx as she could not sit for 4 months. And obviously being starved left her bones very weak. However, the hospital refused liability. This experience is one of many that gave Claire the fire in her belly to stand up for equality and justice. Procreation now for Claire is not only having her children but also to not procrastinate her experiences and thoughts but to positively articulate them, whether through creating fiction or shouting about her facts. She is on a journey to procreate her desires and passions, and in doing this she hopes for positive changes. Knowledge, a defined direction, determination and tenacity is what she feels lay at her feet now. It's certain experiences in our life that determine our next steps. She thinks the harsher the experience can sometimes make you a stronger, more resilient being, and you'll go full steam ahead. However, she is all too aware that some experiences can push you further into the trap of despair where you procrastinate rather than procreate, and damn, she reckons she could win a gold in procrastination. But there is something inside of her that won't let her stay down for too long. She definitely thinks it is her children, her nieces and nephews and all the next generations to come, they are her driving force for a better existence. If we ignore the social injustices we experience daily, no matter how small or how big, what are we saying to the future generations? Throughout history we have had many figures stand up for change, such as Mary Wollstonecraft, Emily Pankhurst, Nelson Mandela, just to name a few. And they are the ones we have to thank today, as without them and their courageous personalities we would still be stuck in Victorian England, or even worse, Elizabethan England. Ouch. So she really does believe procreate your passions and desires, whether it be becoming a parent, becoming a nurse, or becoming Prime Minister. You go create it, don't procrastinate it. She dreamed of having her own novel out there. Like really it was just a dream. Because who am I? Who would want to read me? Then she switched it. Why not? What do I have to lose? Surely, it's got to be a gain? And yes, her positive switch was right. Of course there is a gain. You will always gain when you put the work in. Although it might not be the gain you expected, it will certainly open up doors, or at the very least be a healer to your heart. Her point to this tale is that we humans will go to many lengths to achieve our deepest desires, like herself being starved and putting her health, her life at risk to procreate her deepest desire of becoming a mother. Go procreate your genius ideas. Good luck and thank you for reading. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Do leave your thoughts in the comments section below. For similar type of article, please reach us at contact@thebespokediaries.com, or you can visit our website www.thebespokediaries.com.